Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Dark Souls Prepare to Die. I'm Kulikan Dragoon and hopefully you guys will stick around long enough to actually get to know me, since you probably don't right now. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in here and start off a new game. We're going to create our character. We're going to name our character, of course, Kulikan. And we're going to play as a male. And here we have all of the starting classes you could pick from. We're actually going to play as a thief to start off the game here. Then we get to pick one of these gifts to take with us, just something to kind of help us out throughout the game, maybe even just the start of it, doesn't really matter. Usually I pick the Master Key to start out, but one of the abilities of the Thief class is that they actually get the Master Key just for starting as a thief. So I'm actually going to pick the Tiny Beans ring. It's going to give us just a slight increase in health, just to help kind of start off the game, which will be very useful. Just some wild here, make it black. And so there is our character made. You can see there's all of our basic equipment we're going to have. And we're just going to jump right in. Alright guys, let's get to it.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty gods peeled apart their stone spears. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Alright, guys, so as you may have kind of gathered from that, it is the end of the Age of Fire, and we are undead, trapped here in the Undead Asylum. We don't know how long we've been here, or really anything. One thing that we do know is although we are undead, we are not hollow, which means that we still have our mind. Hollows are basically completely insane, driven by instincts only. And somebody has been nice enough to drop this corpse into our cell with the dungeon cell key. So now we can actually leave our cell and begin our game. And right away you may notice there are these orange markers down here on the bottom. Here in the Undead Asylum, all these markers really mean is they're basically tutorial messages like that. Almost an attack. This one tells you how to do a strong attack. Here, the messages I said, they're mostly tutorial messages. Once you get out into the game itself, then players can leave their own messages. They'll do that to sometimes warn of an ambush, maybe even an invader or somebody that might be nearby, or bosses. It kind of just depends. And so it is a means of communicating from player to player. One of the reasons why I love this game so much. It is one of my all-time favorite games. It is a very difficult game, but there are still plenty of ways to get through it. And one of the reasons I love it so much is it doesn't feel like it pampers the player. It is just kind of throws in head first. Can't get through that door. Throws you in head first and says good luck. When you come back, you will come back as a battle-hardened warrior. And now we can light our first bonfire in the game. Bonfires are quite useful. Right now you can tell we actually can't do anything at this bonfire, but later on bonfires will be where we will level up, where we'll be able to equip spells and reverse our hollowing or even kindle the bonfires. Right now we can't do anything. Bonfires will recover our HP and reset the area, so any enemies that we've killed will come back, so you do have to kind of be careful with that. And we're going to go up to these large doors here and just kind of go right on in here. And you can kind of see we're in this nice big open room. There's plenty of pots and pans. If you're a Legend of Zelda fan, you probably just want to break them all. Unfortunately, there's no money or anything inside. This message tells us to get away. You can see that right there. That is the Asylum Demon. Thought he hit me there for a second. That is the Asylum Demon, and he is the first boss. He is the enemy that we must beat, our jailer, if you want to call him that. But we are not really equipped to fight him right now. And resting at this second bonfire. Bonfires are also where you will respawn if you die. The last bonfire you've rested at, so you kind of do want to make sure that you rest here. As you may have noticed, in terms of gear, beyond my armor, I have a broken sword. So, it's not really much you want to fight him with. And over here, I have a guy shooting arrows at me. But we also now get our target shield, so now we can equip that. Now we can actually block these arrows to get up to this guy. He'll run away. one of the reasons I kind of enjoy this game, one of the difficulty things within it is actually if I pull up my start menu, you'll notice that right now I'm still moving. I could actually go into any one of these things and still move. I can't attack when my start menu is pulled up, so it's a game that doesn't hold back when it's pulled back on you. You do have to kind of go into a fight prepared and only do that at certain times, or if you're really good you might be able to do it outside of those areas. Come on, I'm going for a backstab here. I'm going for the backstab. Yes, I got the backstab. Right here in front of us, you may notice we have a fog gate. Traverse the Windlight. Fog gates are used to kind of divide up the level. If you don't know an area, they can be a little scary sometimes because fog gates are also used to, you have to go through a fog gate to get to a boss area, and so if you don't know the level, then you might end up accidentally walking into a boss area and not being prepared to go in there. This message tells us how to do a backstep or a dodge roll. Dodge rolls are going to be very important. That's how we will survive many, many fights in this game. As you'll see me doing it a lot, and I'll come up here, and somebody's throwing stuff at us again. They're trying to kill us, guys. And there we go, that's a parry repost. There are two types of crits in this game. You don't just score crits normally. There is the backstab, which you guys saw me do on that archer. And then there's the parry riposte, which I just did on that guy right there. And this door is locked, we can't go through it. The parry riposte actually does more damage than a backstab, but it is also more dangerous, as you do have to kind of stand in the way of your opponent's weapon. But you can also sometimes get overkill bonuses if you are able to basically one-shot an enemy and do enough damage, then they'll give you a few more souls. So now we've come through that gate, you guys may notice we're back here actually by the first bonfire. We can now rest here. And that enemy that I just killed up there is actually back, so we're going to have to kill him again. But first we need to find a way to get through that gate since it's locked. And we have this nice hole in the wall that was made by this boulder over here. And in here we find this man. This is the man who dropped that key down into our cell. This is Knight Oscar of Astora.
Oh, you. You're no Hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, please. Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There's an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Alright guys, so Oscar has given us our Estus Flasks, which are our primary healing items in the game, as well as the key to the gate up there on top. But unfortunately, he is also about to die. You can kind of see he's sitting in a pile of rubble with that hole up there in the ceiling. If you guys remember that the boss kind of jumped down into the room, the Asylum Demon did, as we were in there. A lot of people believe that the Asylum Demon actually smashed Oscar down into this room, and so that's what killed him. And now we're going to have to leave. Let's see if I can go fast enough. Yep, there. If you go fast enough and you hear that sound, you can actually run back and see his death animation. So now he is gone. But he left us 100 souls, as well as a few items, and the prophecy of his family. Thou who art undead art chosen. So, one of the things is, Oscar was undead, and he came here to try to make that prophecy happen, to make the chosen undead. However, he also, it is believed, there's a lot of speculation in this game, guys, but it is also believed that because, although he came here with the intent to fulfill the prophecy, that even he wasn't fully sure. There we go. I got two of them. That he wasn't fully sure that he himself was the one the prophecy spoke of. So, what he attempted to do was to actually free other undead in the asylum, which is one of the reasons why he dropped the key down into our cell. He would believe that even if he himself was not the chosen undead, that maybe he could actually free the chosen undead, and that chosen undead could then begin their own journey and so that is why he freed us and told us those things, because since he is dead, but we are clearly now hollow, we, as you might have already guessed, we are actually the chosen undead. We must travel and escape the undead asylum over there. We can now see the outside of the undead asylum, but unfortunately, there's no way out here. We have to go through this fog gate, which, if you guys may have already guessed, since we have already gone through one, this is the boss's fog gate. So we must go back and fight the asylum demon once more. So let's go ahead and take a stop right in here. And you can see the boss is down there. You don't want to stay here for long, because you want that. That right there, guys, is a plunging attack. You just noticed I just knocked off over 300 of this boss's health. This boss is actually quite the easy boss to fight. Oop, I thought he would have hit me there. Nope. Okay. Anytime you see a boss start flying up into the air like this, the correct response is a nope, while you run away from him. This is a boss that's actually quite easy to fight as long as you get behind them. I probably didn't need to do that dodge roll there, but I'm trying to draw this boss away from the wall so that I can get behind him and actually see what it is I'm doing. This boss has quite a few tells when it comes to their attack, especially... Oop, there I killed him. When you're standing behind him, most of the time he will either swing in one direction or the other, you just have to dodge roll in the other direction, or he'll fly up in the air, which you just want to get away from him. But from him we get the big pilgrim key, 1 humanity, and 2,000 souls, guys, down there in the right-hand corner. And so, now we actually have the means to go through this door. This is the door that he stopped us from getting to earlier. Before we go, I want to show this to you guys, though. This is a bloodstain. These will appear anywhere where somebody in a nearby server has died, and you can kind of see that ghost right there. That will show somebody, that player, actually dying. That may sound kind of morbid, but it is very useful in certain parts of the game, because it can help you discover where there's an ambush set up, or if there is a trap or something nearby. But we're going to open this door using our big pilgrim's key. And now we are officially outside of the asylum. We have escaped it. And Oscar is telling us to go straight on ahead up there, and we will do that in the next episode. So I'm going to leave you guys off for right now, and I will see you guys next episode. If you guys have any questions, comments, remarks you want to make on the video, go ahead and leave those down there in the comments. I will take a look at all of them, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. And if you could go ahead and just leave me a like, if you'd be so kind, just to let me know that you're enjoying this walkthrough as much as I am. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.